Thank you very much, Madalena. Hi, everyone. My name is Sherry List, and I'm your host for this section of the show, which is called Inspiring Stories. During March, we interviewed 33 women across Europe where they shared their journey in tech and how they become the successful person as they are today. All these women, apart from their daily work, they constantly investing their time and energy in the community to empower others around them. All these stories are available under Azure_Heroes on our DevTools channel, and I really encourage you to read those stories. So, as for today, we have four of these ladies here with us, and we are going to have a conversation around the importance of the community and role model. Let's start the round of introduction with you, Rayta. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Sherry. Hi, yeah, thanks for having me. So my name is Rayta. I'm a developer and Scrum Master at Young Capital, where I'm part of their platform team. I'm quite active in several tech communities, like the monthly Amsterdam Ruby meetup I organize, and also the Rails Girls events in throughout the entire Netherlands. So Rails Girls is an event for women and girls to get them more familiar with coding and kind of give them a taste of code. And during this event we build an application together, and we do make sure that all the participants have a coach they can pair with. And also all the coaches are community members. So I'm also a mother of two teenagers. So I think that my negotiating skills are pretty well developed by now. Maybe that's why organizing comes so naturally to me. That's me. Thank you.
Most probably yes. But yeah, let's go to Pia. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for having me. My name is Pia. I'm 26 years old and I live in Linz in Upper Austria. I've been working as a software developer for the past 6 years and recently also started part time teaching as well, which is a really nice combination, in my opinion, because one of the things I love most about software development is that you can never stop learning. And teaching is a great way to learn new things as well. Next to my work, I'm mentoring at the local kids programming club, the Coder Dojo. And I recently founded an initiative with some colleagues of mine to get more women into tech, where we organize study groups for women as well. When I'm not sitting in front of my laptop, I like to go rock climbing, read books, or go to concerts or music festivals. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Thank you. And you, Eva, please?
Yeah, hi everyone. Very, very excited to be here. So I'm Eva, and I took a less traditional path perhaps into programming because I decided to quit my job when I turned 30 and I started to learn how to program. And 18 months later, without having any previous programming experience, I landed my first full-time programming gig. I now work remotely for a Norwegian startup called VBO. At the moment, I live in Brussels, which is in Belgium, where I also run Include.js, which is an initiative to get more women and underrepresented groups into tech. I love learning and I love teaching. I agree with Pia that teaching is one of the best and fastest and very, very rewarding ways to learn. I'm also quite active on Twitter. So if you have any questions about how to start your journey in tech, if you're lacking motivation or resources, please do get in touch with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you, Anna, please?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so excited about it. So, I'm a developer advocate at Auth0, and like you mentioned, in my free time, I'm a very active member in the community. I am one of the conference organizers of NG Spain, which is an annular conference here in Spain. And I'm also very passionate about diversity and inclusion. So I am the founder of Girls Tech, which is a local group for women in tech, but I'm also a Women Tech Makers ambassador. So as you can see, I'm pretty active in the community, but I also have two amazing kids, one who is 5 and the other who is 10 months old. So if you have any questions on work-life balance, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's just start the conversation by you, Rayta. That in your story, you mentioned that when you were a child, you didn't have a role model. And can you tell us how that affect you and why it's important to have a role model?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, I missed like a visible representation of someone I looked up to and someone I wanted to become. Also, that I was never encouraged to pursue a career in tech, basically. And actually, back in the days, I was kind of, well, people were different then, and I was like actively discouraged to pursue a career in tech because also I don't look like a developer. So still get this comment these days still. So how did I get into coding? Basically, it was like a resilience. One point, I owned my own company, and every time when I asked my developer team to change something small, it took them a while. At one point, I was kind of like, okay, now I'm going to do this myself. How hard can this be, right? So I enrolled in this development bootcamp thing, and that point on, I was hooked. Like, this is it. This is something I want to do. Well, since I have two teenagers, my ability to figure things out have been enhanced during these years. So I was pretty self-autonomous. So now I have when I look back, I kind of wish there was someone who kind of like motivated me when I was younger or told me more about these possibilities. And now I have two teenagers of my own. I'm trying hard to teach them more about tech and the future of tech and things I think they need to know about tech. And so, for instance, my 17-year-old, he built his very own web shop, and I try to help him as much as I can. My 15-year-old daughter is another challenge, but maybe I shouldn't focus too much about teaching my kids on how to code, but maybe more about the opportunities in tech.
Yeah, that's actually you brought up a really interesting topic, which is about being role model to the youngers. I don't have a child, so I cannot that much relate to that. But I know that, for example, Anna has a 6-year-old daughter. That when I asked her that what you want to do when you grow up, she mentioned that she wants to be an international speaker, just like her mom. Which shows that it's really good that when the kids they have role models like this. And also for her science project, she created a chatbot. She presented it to the school and then asked the kids that to kind of to ask your question from the chatbot, which is amazing. And I know you, Pia, that you're very much involved in teaching kids, and you're involved in multiple different initiatives related to that. And can you talk about these initiatives?
Sure, thanks. As I mentioned earlier, I am a mentor at the Coder Dojo. Coder Dojo is not really something we came up with. It's a global initiative. There are more than 2,000 different Coder Dojos all around the globe. And it's in principle a programming club. Kids who are passionate about football and want to get better at football can go to a football club. So kids who are passionate about programming and want to learn more about it can go to a Coder Dojo. We try to give them short exercises where they can try out different things in little small projects and learn how to program and code in a very fun way. It shouldn't feel like homework or school. It should really be fun, and the kids should like it. I often get asked why we are doing this at all, so why we are mentoring at a Coder Dojo, for example. And I can just say it's really amazing and very rewarding to see the kids grow, to see them being passionate about it. And you also learn a lot yourself. Also, I would have really loved to visit a Coder Dojo when I was young, because then I might have found my passion for it earlier. And I think there are quite some generations that missed out on this lightweight and fun way of getting to learn how to program and getting to learn about tech in general. So that's also one of the reasons some colleagues of mine founded this other initiative where we have a programming club kind of for grown women, where we aim to get more women into the tech industry. So we meet every 2 weeks together, have some drinks, have some food, and we just program together, whatever we want. And in this way, we want to show that you don't have to go to university to study computer science. You can just try it out and figure it out if you like it or not.
Yeah, that's very true. Many people out there, they might think that the only way to become a programmer is only going by having a computer science degree and go to university. But there are other ways. There are a lot of other initiatives like the one that you described. And I also know that, for example, you, Eva, that you started your journey differently, and you had totally different education. So, and you joined this coding skills. Can you tell us about your journey, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question. So I, so my background is in linguistics, but I did not ever feel like I have a career that I'm passionate about. So when I turned 30, I started looking for other careers and opportunities, and I chanced upon a workshop called Django Girls. And my wife and I flew to Belfast, and on a Saturday we spent the whole day learning about HTML and CSS and how to deploy your website. And it was just very exciting because I entered the classroom in the morning knowing nothing, and I left with having some sort of knowledge about how the internet works, which was very, very exciting. So after that, we flew back to Milton Keynes, where we lived there then, and we decided that we're gonna try and organize initiatives like this in our town. So we started with Django Girls workshop, and then we started organizing regular meetups for women and underrepresented groups of all skills, backgrounds, and ages. So our youngest student was 9 years old, and our oldest was a grandmother of, I don't know, 65 or something. So it was very, very, very cool group. And I learned a lot there. So I was not a professional developer by then, but I would study on my own. And then everything I learned by myself, I would go and teach others. And that kind of accelerated my learning as well. And through the meetups, I met a lot of other volunteers, coaches, people who are still my friends today. And I also met similar people, the people that were also like wondering whether tech is something for them, and maybe people that never had an opportunity to try and do not have like a traditional computer science degree. So it was a very encouraging, empowering environment. So Girls Code MK grew from 0 members to 600 members that it has today. We moved country and it still exists and thrives. And now instead of that, we run Include.js, which is a similar initiative with like similar goals. And it's very, very exciting. And I encourage everyone to join a community.
And yes, I can relate with what you mentioned, that by getting involved in the community, teaching other, you constantly also grow yourself, and also it can help you to grow your career as well. And I know, for example, you, Anna, you have similar background more or less. You also come from totally different background, not a computer science, and then you grew through the community, and also it helped you to advance your career as well. Can you tell your story, please?
Yeah, sure. But just before I do, we keep hearing this word community, and I just wanted to put a definition to that. So, what is a community? The definition of community is a group of people that have a particular characteristic in common. So, we think about this word within the tech world, it might be something more broader, just like the tech community. But it could also be something more specific, whether it's framework or language specific, right? Or maybe it could be something where you feel more welcome, maybe a group for underrepresented people, or so on. I really encourage that you go and find a community where you feel comfortable in. And this is very important because it has helped me in so many ways. Like, it's helped me grow my career. I wouldn't be where I am today without the help of the community. It's also helped me and Sherry achieve our goals. So we saw lots of role models within the community speaking on stage, and I know that we both wanted to be part of that. And we got there thanks to the community. Also, the community can help with other problems such as coding and technical problems. But at the end of the day, for me, the community is actually just like my second family, where I know that I have people who are always willing to help or are just there for you. So I really encourage you to go and find a community where you feel welcome, where you feel safe. And if you want to know any more, please do not hesitate to reach out.
Yes, totally. Community is for me and and I'm pretty sure that for the other ladies that they are here in this call is like our second family. And if you want to get involved in the community, if you want to start a new initiative, even you can always reach out to any of these ladies and I included on Twitter, and we will definitely help you. We don't have much of time left, so I need to mention one important part that you can see the hashtag that we have here, hashtag WE Community. You can tell us who inspired you to become a programmer, and you will receive actually one person will receive a swag pack. You can also type in the chat window as well. And with that, I would just say that let's say goodbye and to all of you there. And I'm going to handing it over to my colleague UC in Helsinki. So bye everyone.
Bye.